Let's start our training for today. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our product training today. Let me introduce you our speaker. He is a mixed martial arts expert. He was able to show people that you don't have to be a healthcare provider to know about essential oils. Please welcome Blue Diamond leader, Mr. Evan Esguerra.
Hi, everyone. Okay, so this is my wife, and today we're going to talk about using essential oils internally. So let's see, the three things that you will learn today is what makes doTERRA essential oils different, how to safely ingest essential oils, and what cellular health is and why that is important. One thing that makes doTERRA different, I mean, there's philanthropy, but the purity of the oils is what makes doTERRA different. And the certified pure therapeutic grade, that little label that's on every doTERRA bottle, is what sets doTERRA far apart from everyone. So every liter of doTERRA oil is tested 11 times by Aromatic Plant Research Center. And all of those results, the results of the GCMS test, that's a gas chromatography mass spectrometry, the GCMS test results of every bottle are posted on source2u.com. So you just look on the bottom of any bottle, doTERRA oils, and you'll see there's a batch number. You can type that batch number into source2u.com and see the GCMS results. You could also see that liter of oils, that the batch that essential oils came from, is certified pure therapeutic grade and passed all of their standards. So it's tested 11 times by Aromatic Plant Research Center, and then 43 more times in-house by doTERRA to ensure that they're up to doTERRA standards. Pure essential oils can, of course, they can work on the chemical constituents in pure essential oils are small enough and effective enough to work on bacteria, which is outside of a cell, but they're also small enough to go into a cell and work intracellular on things like viruses, but also on the organelles that are inside of cells. One organelle that we'll be talking a little bit about today is mitochondria, and that's the little powerhouse inside of a cell that makes energy, makes ATP. It turns glucose into energy, but that is one thing that we might talk a little bit about, but just doTERRA oils can go into a cell because they're so pure and the chemical constituents are so small, it can go into a cell and affect change inside of a cell. Talking a little bit about internal usage, because that is the focus of today. For thousands of years, humans have ingested plants and teas from leaves and flowers that contain essential oils. So if anyone on this call has drank peppermint tea or green tea or lavender tea or any kind of tea, you have already ingested essential oils. Another benefit of ingesting essential oils as opposed to smelling them aromatically or even putting them on your body topically is that 40% of the essential oil evaporates into the air when they are used topically. So instead of wasting 40% of the oil, take the oils internally, you get 100% of the benefit of the essential oils. So for some different uses, it's much better to use the oils internal. Like one small example is like if you had a stomach ache, right? It would be much more useful instead of putting it on topically on your stomach. If you put it in something like this, like hot water or cold water, you can put oils into your water and drink them, and that will help ease something like a stomach. Okay, so we have this suggested dosage chart. You can just Google suggested dosage chart, doTERRA anytime, and this pops up in, I think there was a blog on this, but you see here, internal usage, the ideal amount is 2 to 4 drops on each use, and then in a 24-hour period, 12 to 24 drops. And this is just a standard. Like when you're starting out, about 24 drops internal is a maximum. My wife and I have been using essential oils for about 7 or 8 years, and I don't know much keep track of the amount of oils that we use, but I know in a small veggie cap, before I go to sleep, I take 12 drops of copaiba, and that's just before I go to sleep, right? So I also take an adaptive capsule before. So those two might have like 15 or 16 drops of essential oil, and that's just to go to sleep. But then also I have 2 drops here in my lavender water, and then drops of lemon oil all day. So I may exceed this, but we've been doing this for a little bit longer. So start with this. Okay, so now we'll talk about what is cellular health and why is cellular health important. So cellular health is a healthy balance between new cells being made and old cells dying. Right, so this little chart, right, on one side you have new cells being made, on the other side you have old cells dying. You want that to be as even as possible, right? So one analogy I have here is like cars getting onto a road, right? So if you have the same amount of cars getting onto the road that are getting off the road, you have a normal flow of traffic and everything is all good. Like if you're going down ETSA and the same amount of people are getting off the road as are getting on the road, then there will be traffic moving and there will be no problem. But if you have old cars not getting off the road and then new cars always getting on the road, then there's a problem. Then you have pileups, and then that's going to be an issue, right? So if you have those pileups inside your body, the issues can arise. And then there's also issues that arise if not enough new cars get on the road, right? So if you don't have enough new cells being made, there's issues there too. Now we talk about toxins. Everywhere there's toxins. In the air, there's pollution. In the water, there could be some toxins in the water. In our food, if you use if there are like GMOs or pesticides sprayed on your fruits and vegetables, there's issues there. The pesticides could be in the soil. And then if you're using harmful products in your house, things like bleach, synthetic cleaning products in your house can add toxins into your body all the time. So one issue with having too many toxins is that they cause free radicals. And then free radicals cause oxidative stress. Free radical is bad for your body. So a free radical is a cell with one missing electron. When a free radical cell touches, it comes in very close proximity to a stable cell, it will take the electron, the missing electron, away from the stable cell, turning that cell into a free radical. And then this free radical will come in close proximity with another one. And then it will turn that new cell into, that stable cell into a free radical. And this chain reaction is called oxidation. One example of this oxidation is like if you bite an apple, right? If you bite an apple and you put it out, right, it's white at first, and then slowly it starts to turn brown. That turning brown of the apple is oxidation for the apple. That's damage on the apple. And if you have a lot of toxins going into your body, and free radicals turning your cells into free radicals in your body, then you have that oxidation happening inside your body, and that's an issue, right? So here we have this chart. Oxidation can lead to inflammation, and then inflammation leads to oxidation, and that's a vicious cycle that leads to aging, right? So that is one of the results that can happen from oxidation. But here we have 4 other results that can happen from oxidation. So if you have oxidation in your muscles and joints, you can have more pain, right? If you have oxidation in your cells, you can have way less energy. You're just tired all the time. If you have oxidation inside your immune system, you could have weakened immunity that can make you get sick easier or make you get sick way more often. And then also, if you have oxidation, you can have a very bad mood, right? Just a bad outlook on life because probably the top 3 things that we just talked about. You have more pain, you have less energy, you have weak immunity. So of course you have a bad mood. You're walking around with a bad mood. So you see people like that all the time, and I always look at them and I think that they're just dealing with way too many toxins. What kind of things that can happen when cell balance is imbalanced for too long? So that chart that we saw with the making of cells the making of cells and then the dying of cells. If that is imbalanced for too long, right? So you have not enough cells dying, for example, or in the first example, both not enough cells dying and not enough being made, you have uneven cell growth. So what that can look like is ulcerative colitis. So that looks like kind of like cottage cheese inside of your gut. So another issue you can have is cells growing where they shouldn't, right? So this is endometriosis. So on the outside of your endometrium, you can have endometrium cells. It's growing where it shouldn't grow. And then the third thing that could happen when you have this imbalance is unhealthy cells duplicating and old cells staying around for too long. So when you have like the backup that we're talking about, right? You're on EDSA, too many new cars are getting on, the old cars that should be maybe get off the road or they have too much smog or whatever, they're still on the road, right? When that happens with cells inside your body, you could have things like this. You could have PCOS, that's polycystic ovarian syndrome, for the women that have that, right? You could have nodules on your thyroid, you could have tumors all around your body, right? Benign or cancerous, whatever, right? But no matter what, you don't want tumors, like in breast tissue or brain tissue. Like we don't want those. So we want apoptosis. We want cells that die when they should die. And we want new cells when we should have new cells. This is like the circle of life. So the way we make sure that these free radicals stay out of our body, or when they come into our body, we deal with them quickly, is antioxidants. You have the monster free radical in the middle. We breathe in, like maybe a jeepney drives by you and you breathe in its car exhaust, right? Or maybe someone is smoking a cigarette near you and you breathe in the secondhand smoke, or even you smoke the cigarette yourself. You're making a lot of free radicals inside your body, but what we can do to fix that is we can input antioxidants. The antioxidant will help take the free radical away and will help the free radical not damage the healthy cell. There are two types of antioxidants you could put into your body. One happens inside your body. So you go to the store and you buy these vibrant colored fruits, right? You go to the store and buy a mango, and you buy a papaya, and you go buy watermelon, and you eat those. That has antioxidants that come from food, and that helps with free radicals. And that helps reverse all the things that we talked about before. Helps with anti-aging. It helps deal with the lumps and bumps and tumors. It's like, it helps with everything. So eating more fruits and vegetables would be a good thing. Second way that we get antioxidants is endogenous. That is made inside your body, right? So we can give our body all the tools to make antioxidants inside our body. The most famous antioxidant made inside your body is glutathione. Everyone has heard of glutathione, and that helps you stay younger for longer. And maybe that's why it's so popular. But that is an endogenous antioxidant made by your liver, made by your body. So things that we can do to manage our toxins and manage this free radical damage, this oxidation that happens, is eat more fruits and vegetables, sleep an adequate amount, 6 to 8 hours or whatever feels good for your body, but sleep, manage stress, use cleaning products, right? Not so much toxic cleaners, like watch the toothpaste has a lot of toxins in it, right? So use the On Guard toothpaste. The cleaning supplies like 409 or Pine Sol or bleach, right? All of those are very toxic and synthetic. So use all natural cleaning products. So I would suggest the doTERRA On Guard line as much as possible, and then use DDR Prime internally to help deal with toxic oxidation. DDR Prime helps this balance, right? It helps the cells balance here on the bottom by making sure that new cells are being made, always new cells being made, and old cells are dying, right? That's what DDR Prime does. It is a blend of essential oils chosen specifically for cellular renewal, like making more cells. It's called biogenesis. I just wanted to break it down really basic though. So frankincense does that. It helps make new cells, right? It also helps kill old cells. So wild orange is an exogenous antioxidant. It's an antioxidant outside your body that you're putting into your body. So Dr. Nicole Stevens went through all of these oils, and she went through all the science and all the studies behind all of these things. If you need more information about that, you can watch her video, and you can look up the exact studies, and then take time and do that, right? You could also share those with your friends if anyone has any questions. But they're basically for yourself: frankincense, wild orange, lemongrass, thyme, summer savory, clove, and niaouli. They help make new cells and kill old cells. So these are the exact chemical constituents that do all of those things. We could go through all of them, but you guys have heard that from Dr. Nicole Stevens, and also that video is on Drip Drop doTERRA for you guys to re-watch if you want more information about this, right? Limonene is the main chemical constituent in wild orange, but that's also the main chemical constituent in all citrus oils. Citral is the main constituent in lemongrass, which helps it with rejuvenating cells, which helps it rejuvenate tissue. Okay, so how do we use this DDR prime cellular complex? So what I've been doing is I'm doing both. I take two pills in the morning and 2 pills at night. I just took 2 pills at night with a bunch of other supplements that I take right before I go to sleep. And that will help with making sure that my cells are turning over and making sure that I can stay young for as long as possible. We have 5 more essential oils that we'll talk about that can be used internally. So the first of the 5 essential oils is lemon oil, right? And the way that you use lemon oil internally is you take 1 to 2 drops in 12 ounces for every 12 ounces of drinking water for a gentle daily detox. Make sure to use either like a stainless steel bottle like I have here, right? Or a glass bottle. No plastic or styrofoam, because the limonene in the lemon oil will eat up the plastic or styrofoam. That's what it's doing inside your body. It's eating up the toxin. And then internal usage of lemon oil helps raise alkalinity. So if your pH is very acid, it will help raise your alkalinity, and that helps combat free radicals. And then it also helps your liver turn over and resets your regeneration of glutathione. So glutathione does a lot of things in the Philippines. What people know it most for is it helps with skin whitening, but it also helps with anti-aging, helps you stay young, right? So that's how we use lemon oil. So the second of 5 oils that we have internally is lavender, and every night I drink 1 to 2 drops of lavender in hot water to help tune my mind down, right? So I'm right now in California. It is 9:27 p.m., right? So I have a call tomorrow at 5 a.m. with my Philippines team. So I need to make sure that between 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. that I make sure that I wind down by at least like 11, that I'm sleeping, so that I can wake up at 4:30 for my 5 p.m. call. So I want to make sure that I have the lavender in my tea right now while I'm doing this. Anytime throughout the day to help reduce anxiety and stress, help you stay calm, right, is you can drink the lavender. You don't have to only drink it at night. If you drank it first thing in the morning or even at lunch, it will help you like deal with coworkers, help you like calm down. You can drink the lavender tea and you won't fall asleep at work. Unless you did not sleep the night before, then you might fall asleep at work. Okay, so peppermint, ways that we can use it internally. I like to put 1 to 2 drops of peppermint in coffee or hot chocolate, and it helps make like a clean, crisp, like a mint chocolate chip taste, right? And then you can use it anytime as a breath freshener throughout the day. Sometimes when I come to the Philippines, maybe I might have ran out of my On Guard toothpaste, and maybe I'm like mid-travel. Maybe like I just got to the airport and I don't want to go through my bags and get the On Guard toothpaste, or I don't have time to go to the corporate office and buy any, right? I would just put 1 drop of peppermint on my toothbrush and then brush my teeth with it, so it helps freshen your breath. And another way that we use all 3 of them, lemon, lavender, and peppermint, is I put 1 drop of each of those, right? I just put it here, sublingual, underneath your tongue, right? And that will help calm down your sinuses and ease allergies. So people who have rhinitis or seasonal allergies, like from pollen or things like that, it will help you open your airways and breathe, right? Frankincense internally. I was a mixed martial arts fighter, like AA said, I had 15 pro fights and I fought professionally for 8 years. But before that, I had 40 amateur fights in the kickboxing and then 10 amateur fights of the boxing, plus sparring almost every day for about, I think that was about 14 years of sparring every day. So I probably got hit in the head thousands of times. I want to make sure now that I'm done fighting that I rebuild my brain and make sure that I don't suffer from what they call pugilist dementia or punch drunkenness, right? So I want to make sure I put 1 to 2 drops of frankincense under my tongue every day to help my mental cognition, right? You can also add frankincense to coffee or tea for the same thing, mental cognition. If you want to be smarter, if you want your kids to be smarter, you can have them take the frankincense. It supports cellular regeneration, also supports healthy apoptosis. It's a lot like a mini version of the DDR prime complex, but the DDR prime complex has a bunch of other oils in it on top of the frankincense that helps supercharge the frankincense. But if you only have 1 oil by itself, you have the frankincense do all the cellular generation and apoptosis by itself. Cell building and cell dying by itself with the frankincense. And then digest it. So you put 1 to 2 drops in water or juice, right? For all of these things: gas, bloating, constipation, loose bowels, heartburn, basically anything that goes wrong with your digestion, right? You could either put it on topically or you put it on in, you can put it in your juice or water and drink it internally. Because if you have these internal issues with your stomach, it makes sense to put the oils internal where they can do the most helping and do the most healing. Oh, and also one thing is if you're feeling nauseous or like travel sickness, like if you're too much in a plane or in a grab car driving around too much and you feel nauseous from the way the car is driving, or because of the fumes and those are the toxins getting into your body, you can drink the digestant and it will help you calm down. It can be taken every day, right? So any of these issues like gas, bloating, or constipation, those are what we call acute issues. Those are like issues that you have just once, like for a couple hours, right? Or if you have like diarrhea or something like that, you might have that just for a couple hours, right? And then you drink the digestant and it goes away. But you can also drink digestant, 1 drop of it every day, and it will just help you have healthy digestion every day. So those are the 5 oils that we take. They're food grade essential oils. These will be available in the 4th week of May. After being processed through Philippine Customs, they will be in the 5 ml size, and they will be marked by the FDA for internal use. So these are the prices. This is a suggested retail price, but any of you on the call, of course, you don't pay a suggested retail price, you pay your wholesale price. And then when your friends sign up, we don't want them to pay a suggested retail price either. We want them to get a wholesale account and pay the wholesale price. And even see, if you see this small markup, right? You buy the oil for 300 pesos, right? That's your wholesale price. And then if you wanted to sell the oil to your friends, you would suggest that you sell it for 400 pesos. So that work that you just did, you paid your 1,500 pesos for your wholesale account. And then you get on calls like this to learn about the oils. And then you're going to events where you hear Michael Carson speak and Nicole Stevens speak, and do all that with your time to engage your brain and to learn more about the wonderful benefits of essential oils. That time and effort is worth way more. You're worth way more than 100 pesos, right? So you want to make sure that you don't just become an essential oil peddler who's going around and making 100 pesos a pop, going like driving the car. I don't even know if you would make that after you drive to someone and drop it off. We'd much rather let AA and Vanessa and Michael do the work for us and send the oils for us. So we get people to sign up with their own wholesale account so they can get these wholesale prices, right? So the peppermint is $5.50 for the 5 ml size, the lavender 600, frankincense 1,750, and then the digestin 850, right? So that will be the price of all of these available on the 4th week of May. But these essential oils, the lemon, peppermint, lavender, frankincense, digestin, if you already have this in your kit that you started with, right? If you already have them at your house, go ahead and try them internally the ways that I suggested above. Thomas Edison said, the doctor of the future will no longer treat the human frame with drugs, but rather will cure and prevent disease with nutrition, right? So these essential oils are nutrition. They're good for our mental health. They're good for our spiritual health. They're good for everything, but they are nutrition when used internally. So internal usage is the doTERRA difference. doTERRA is the only essential oils that you can take internally. You can buy oils from the kiosk at the mall and take them internally. I would not suggest that at all because there's no CPTG sticker and there is no 54 test that they do on those. So this is our strategic advantage. This is our difference that all of you are gifted with. So use your oils internally so you can build your belief and be a product of the product. When you're a product of the product, then you can authentically share with other people. We want to be authentic. We want to be legitimate wellness advocates. So we have to be well ourselves. So that is my presentation. If anyone has any questions, just let me know. I'll stop sharing. So, I mean, one comment from Janelle De Leon is she's already using grapefruit internally. So that's not even one of our 5. And you're already taking that initiative to use the oils internally. So I highly suggest that if the oils are used internally in the US market, then it's the same oil to try on your own to use internally in the Philippines. Oh, when will the veggie cats be available? That is a question for
Mr. Carson. Are you there?
I don't know when they'll be available through the Philippines, but they are available at health food stores and then also on Amazon for you to buy on your own. So, and veggie caps from doTERRA, it's just a little bottle that says veggie caps, but I mean, they're not special to doTERRA. Elaine, we did mention the FDA approval on these 5 oils, right? So yes. These oils will have the supplement fact box and show that they are approved for internal. Yes, and then we will have oregano soon. Is drinking water with lemon oil daily advisable for people with acid reflux? And that could work, but what I would suggest personally is to try the digestin for the acid reflux.
What about the DDR prime oil? Can you diffuse it?
No. Yes, you can diffuse anything. So there are 3 ways that we use essential oils: aromatically, topically, then internally. So any oil in the whole world can be used aromatically, right? And then higher quality essential oils can be put on topically, right? You don't want to put everything on topically, but the high quality oils you can put on topically. And then the highest quality in the whole world, you can take internally. And that's why I would only suggest doTERRA to ever be taken internally.
For those with kidney issues, is there a recommended dosage?
I don't know. I would ask my doctor, right?
Yes.
I would make sure that you talk to your doctor and talk about that. But There are natural medicine doctors that use doTERRA oils that you could talk to also.
Is it possible to combine different single oils in water?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. One person says here, clarification, are the oils sold as a set or individually?
Individually, the internal oils, the 5 ml, will be sold individually.
As a set and individually, or just only individually?
As a set, we have a DDR health kit with the DDR Prime soft gel, the frankincense, and the lemon as a set.
Okay.
But the other internal oils are available also for individual purchase.
Everyone, please use your DDR Prime. As soon as it comes out, please order it just for your cellular health and anti-aging and all that stuff. I was taking, when I was drinking coffee, I just stopped drinking coffee like 3 weeks ago. But when I was drinking coffee, I would add MCT oil to the coffee, like make like a bulletproof coffee. But in the MCT with the coffee, I would also add like multiple different, like whatever different oils I would want to take. I might add frankincense and peppermint or cinnamon for testosterone. I do all those things. So Dilo says, been taking Flume in combination with lukewarm water. The taste is so strong. I personally have never taken Flume without a veggie cap, and I can almost not even really believe that people are doing that in the Philippines. That is crazy. It's so strong because of the oregano. It's so strong that I would not wish that upon my enemies. I would rather put them in a veggie cap so you could take it, or omit the oregano. Oh no, the Melaleuca is also very strong, so I probably wouldn't do that. Oh, when can we have the precious petals? Miss Vanessa knows that answer.
Same answer, guys, towards the end of May.
Oh, so, okay, towards the end of May. Yeah, maybe in time for Father's Day. Right? Do using oils in different ways affect its effect, or will it have the same effect? Yeah, so I mean, it is possible to have different effects with essential oils if you use them different, right? So, I mean, you'll always have the effects, but if I'm trying to like affect my breathing, right? So that would be using aromatic like this, or here, right? I'm trying to open up my nasal passages, but I just put peppermint oil in my hot water and drink it. It will open my lungs up a little bit. But the best way for that would be aromatic, right? And then if I had a cut on my leg and I'm worried about it being infected, I could drink Melaleuca and maybe take the infection away, maybe a little bit, but it would be best to put it in or around the cut, right? I mean, it's important where you're trying to affect to the way you use the oils. Do we have recommended oils for dialysis patients? Yes. Another question for your doctor, right? Because I'm not a doctor, and even my wife is a doctor, and she still would not answer this question because without knowing the exact person or without reading his charts, we cannot make that recommendation because I mean, some situations like this are very serious. We would not be able to make like a general statement on just any dialysis patient. Will the 15 ml oils be labeled for internal use?
Currently, we don't have plans for that. So these will be two separate products. The oil that is in the 5 ml and the 15 ml is exactly the same, but they've just been registered differently. In some of the cases, the 15 ml is a cosmetic, and in some of the cases, the 5 ml is a food, and it's the same oil.
But and then the 15 ml, 1.5, is not 3 times the price of the 5 ml. So if you want to save money, you buy the 15 ml, but you use it the same way, whichever way you use it. Okay, so are there any oils that we can't mix in warm or hot beverages? Are they losing their potency if we mix it with hot drinks food? Yes, yes. Okay, so some of the potency is taken away because some of it will be evaporated by putting in hot drinks or food. But I just do it just because I like the taste, right? So if I really wanted the lavender to go straight into me, I would just take it in a veggie cap or put it underneath my tongue to get the most effect of it. But I like the feeling and the taste of it being in the hot water, because also the hot water opens, it melts away your mucus, and then it opens up your breathing. So that I just like the way that feels. I like to put a drop of lime in my salsa. It's awesome. And I like yeah, it is good. Like if I had enough, I would put the drop of lime on all my chips, but I mean, that would be very expensive chips. So Patricia asked about On Guard, and in my head, I saw the 5 oils and then I just saw On Guard, but then I looked back, so, oh geez, On Guard's not in the 5 oils, but in the States, in Canada, in Australia, everywhere else in the world, it's taken internally. So I guess I wouldn't be able to say that you can take it internally in the Philippines, but one thing that I do is I buy the oil in America, which is the same oil that I can get in the corporate office, and I go to the Philippines and I take it. Oh, On Guard has been approved. It's just not ready and produced yet for sale. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Evan, for joining us during this call. Thank you for sharing, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Evan.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sir Mike. Thank you, AA. Thank you to all our attendees.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.